All right. So before I officially start, I do want to say that this area right here is where my dad passed. That's going to be the first person that I'm going to try. And I decided I'm going to lift the veil tonight and see if that helps. Because right now, nothing is showing up. I will ask, is there anybody out there, most importantly my dad, if you are out there, if you could just touch this little machine here. And I'm kind of figuring, I'm hoping I get some results from this because they are family members. But as I said, we'll turn out the lights here. Oops, wrong one. And I have read a little bit about stuff, so I've got myself a little bit ready here. All right, so what I have found out is a little bit of information about that. So the first thing we're going to want to do is lift the veil. So may the veil be lifted, reveal the truth to me, grant me clarity of vision, let the light shine through. And I think that we'll have that here ready, but I'm going to try this first. I have it kind of ready, so we'll kind of focus on that a little bit. Okay. Oh, what I do want to do, actually before, let's have that, and turn that off. I do want to say that I do have something of my dad's that I kept. One of the other things that I want to say is one thing that my mother said is, unfortunately my dad passed of a massive heart attack. So I don't think that maybe it was very pleasant for him. But my grandmother and my aunt both passed because of cancer, but my aunt wanted to come here. I think one of the things that my mother said once was very true, and she felt very privileged that my aunt actually chose to come here in the end. So those we'll get to. I do believe it's kind of a privilege to have someone want to be in your house when they pass. It was nice. It was sad, of course, but it was nice. So my dad's name is Frank, or was Frank. And that's kind of what I'm hoping to hear on the necrophone. So I guess I will start off and ask if there's any spirits out there, preferably my dad. I'm not going to say the name out loud because I do want to see if you're out there, if you could say your name, Dad, if you could say your name. And I will ask if there's anyone else out there. If there is somebody out there, could you please say a name? That sounded like Dad to me, but if you're out there, can you please tell me your name? It seems like there's a lot of spirits out there, possibly. I don't actually feel anything right now. I've found that I'm kind of sensitive to this, and it's not, I don't feel like that they're here yet. I kind of said a little prayer earlier that maybe they could come down, my aunt, my grandmother, and my father Can you tell me your name? If you're out there, Dad, can you tell me your name? Can you say your name? While we're waiting on that, I do remember a couple weeks ago waking up and hearing Pat. In my right ear, I remember sitting up and it was like somebody was there and it was a male voice. I always like to think that my dad is around watching us and stuff like that. So if you are out there, Dad, can you please tell me your name or say your name? If you're out there, can you please say your name? If you're out there, I would just love to hear your name. Is there somebody out there that is my dad? I'm not sure if it has been quite a long time. It was 1996 when he passed, so it's been a while. I am ready for you to come down or come from wherever you are. There's also my little meter here. If you could touch that, if it's too hard to do on the tablet here, you can touch this little meter here if you're out there. And I do leave it up to, I will put it out there for others that may be out there. And still, if you can do a name. If you're my dad, please do a name. That did sound like a no to me. If you're not able to, are you able to give a reason why you can't? And again, if it's too hard for that to get a name through, I would just be happy with the meter. If you could just touch the meter, you just need to be near it or preferably touch it. I heard that sounded like Dad to me, but that's not the name I was hoping for. Can you please say your name? If you're my father out there, can you please say your name? If you're out there, Dad, try really hard. I know that you can do it. If you could just say your name. Now, I do want to say I did hear Dad twice. Once from a man and once from what sounded like a child. That sounded like another dad. Now, of course, one of the things that I think about in maybe a difficulty coming down is I did find out that I was adopted. So I don't think that matters. because I loved my parents. I loved my dad and I loved my mom, who is still alive. But if you're out there, Dad, or if someone out there knows where he is, if you could just touch this machine here, or say his name through my tablet. What is your name? And if you can say your name, if you could sound like yourself, sound like you did, that would be ideal. Or like I said, touch this little meter I have. Well, I'm going to stop that for a minute because I want to go around with the little meter here over to where it's still coming through when I push stop. So anyway, it was down over here. And nothing in this room that is very odd that this is still going. I think that maybe it's because of I've got white noise on it. Okay, that was it. So I'm going to try again. If you're out there, Dad, could you please give your name or touch my little machine here? What is your name? Or can you just say hello? Just a hello or a name. Or touch my meter here. Touch my meter here. If I have no way of showing you how it works by you touching it. So, is my dad out there? Could you do a yes or a no? That sounded like a no to me, but it was a female voice. Can I hear your name or hello? Or even if you say where you were from, Dad, if you're there, if you say where you're from. That sounded like another dad to me. I keep getting dad. Are you out there? I would love to hear you say your name. I've heard dad a couple times, so if you could do your name instead. That sounded like another no, but it was a female voice. If you are out there and maybe since you've passed on you don't remember your name, are you happy? It is important to me to know that you're happy. Just a yes or no, or even touching my machine. So if you're out there, could you just say Dad, or your name, or where you were from, where you were born? I want to believe that last one was son. Or you could call me son. If you could say that, that would be fine. I don't know if that was exactly what it said, but if you're out there, Dad, your name, son, or dad again, or where you were born. If you could try and say Dad, son, or your name. See, that sounded like a man saying Dad and a little kid saying Daddy. I hope that you guys can hear this okay. Because if there's something you hear that I don't, please let me know in the comments. Could I hear son, dad, or your name? I don't want to say the name out loud because I kind of feel like being on a tablet. I don't kind of feel like that's giving the name, so I would rather hear it without me saying it. I do want all of my ghost hunting to be as authentic as possible, so of course there's no reason for me to fake anything, because I do want to be in touch with these loved ones at some point. I don't want to have to wait until the end of my life to do that. So if you're out there, if you could say son, dad, or your name. Can you say your name? Can you say your name? Or if you're here, can you say, yes, I'm here, yes, or just yes? I'm not sure if that one was Dad or Ed. Now, of course, I heard Dad again, but I'm not, of course, I wanted to say that, so. I'm kind of 60-40. I believe in spirits. And maybe I need to open up a little bit more. That's very hard. I think your mind has to be totally clear. And in this day and age, that's hard to do. That sounded like Dad again. If you could say your name, or say dad or son. Sounded like again. So if you could say dad, son, or your name. Okay, so that little one before sounded like hi Pat, and that's what my dad called me, was Pat. It sounded like a kid again to me saying dad. Can you say dad, son, or Pat again? So in our house, we have wood floors. They're all oak floors. And they're very creaky. And a couple times I've heard creaking in our television room, which is right next to the living room. Okay, I'm going to stop this for a minute. And since I heard creaking in our den, I'm going to go in there and see if anything comes of it. So let's show this. So if you're in here instead, Dad, can you hit the... Okay. Does that mean you're here, Dad? It's very dark in here. Sorry, guys. Are you able to talk on the machine? No. So maybe that's why I'm not getting the voices. Is that you, Dad? Can you make it go all the way red if that's you? All the way to red. Now, since I'm new to this, I'm not... Can you try... Oh, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Try all the way to red, Dad, just once, if that's you. If that's you. Okay, so it's either weak, and there's... Now, I don't know... So I don't know what part electricity plays. There is, of course, electric going to this house. But here's the switch. Here's the wall switch. I don't know if I'm going to make sure you can see that. There's the wall. I'm going to turn the light on for you guys. There's the wall switch. And, okay, so I get a little bit on the wall switch. Oh, because it's on. So if I try and turn it off. Okay. So the switches and everything are off in here. Excuse me. So, Dad, can you try and do just once? Just one. Okay. Can you make it do all the way red? All the way. So I'm almost right in the middle of the room. And, you know, of course, I could look for reasons and say, oh, we as a family, we watch television in here. But since my dad's death was so... I'm sure it was awful for him. The paramedics said he was pretty much gone when he hit the floor. So I don't know why in the den, but the den is where I was hearing creaking. Can you do it all the way to red? 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 All the way to red if you can. That would be a great thing, a great thing. So now, if you're not my dad, can you make it stop for a minute? Okay, so I want to, of course, assume that it is my dad. Can you make it go red? Just once, just once, just once. Keep trying. Keep trying. And I'm walking around, I'm right on the other side of the room. And so this is actually really far away from where my dad passed, or allegedly did. I'm not sure if he made it to the hospital or not, but they said he was gone. Can you try and do red? So my dad was Italian, and so the kitchen, which is what I'm facing right now, let me spin around. The kitchen is right there. So nothing here when I turn around. That was where everybody talked about stuff. Whoops. Everybody talked about stuff. That was pretty traditional. So if you're in the kitchen, can you hit it all the way to red? If you can make it go all red. All red. All red. But it's just odd that things are coming in. Let me keep that up there for you guys. It's just weird that it's coming in the den. I'm going into our living room now. That was the kitchen. So there's where it was before. I've got the little candles going there. And I want to go over once more where he collapsed. And so if you're here, Dad, can you just a little touch? I think we'll do the necrophone one more time. So just a little touch, no. One more time, Dad, one more time. One more time. Oh, sorry, that's very close to you guys. One more time. Can you do it one more time? Just a little. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm trying to keep everything out. So we're going to try I'm going to try the necrophone one more time. Okay, so Dad, if you're there, could you say Dad, Son, or Pat? Sorry guys, let me move it a little closer. This is the only thing that I have of his, so is his driver's license, hopefully. I think I'll turn it around. If you're here and you could say Dad, Son, or Pat. Can you say Dad? I've heard it a couple times. Or can you say Pat? That was a no. I just heard a no. I don't know. I hope you guys heard that. I just heard a no. Can you do Dad, Pat, or Son? That sounded like another no. Dad, Pat, or Son? Are you here, Dad? Dad, Pat, or Son? Dad, Pat, or Son? Can you say Pat? Or your name? Dad, Pat, or Son? you say Pat? Can you say Dad, Pat, or Son? Now, of course, I'm hearing creaks and stuff everywhere. If there's somewhere where you can tap or make a sound that's loud enough for the phone to hear. Dad, Pat, or Son? Can you do Dad again? That sounded like Dad to me too, but it was a female. Now, Dad, Mom is here. I'm taking care of her now, and she's obviously asleep. But if you could say hi, Mom, or Mom's name. Again, that sounded like a nope. Can you say Dad, Pat, or even Mom, or Mom's name, or your name? That sounded like another dad whisper from a male voice. The little dad. Can you try and be the only one making sound? Can you say Dad, Pat, or Son, or Mom's name, or your name? That sounded like another dad to me. I keep getting a lot of dads. Can you do your name or Mom's name? Another dad, only a female voice. I hope that you guys are hearing this. That sounded like the beginning of it, but I'm also trying to watch to make sure I'm not just hearing it because I want to. Can you say Dad, Pat, or Son? Are you able to talk through this, or is this just too new for technology for you? I did hear little son. Now again, I'm hoping you guys can hear this. That sounded like boy, but my dad never called me that. So can you do Dad, Son, your name, or Mom's name? Can you say Dad? Or is someone else speaking for you? Can you speak for yourself and say Dad, Pat, or Son, or Mom's name? Another dad. And if you could let me know in the comments if all the dads sounded like Dad. It sounded like Dad to me. Or can you say Pat? That's easy. That's like Dad. Say pat. Wow, it gets quiet. Okay, so I've got a couple more places to go here in the house, guys. So we're gonna move on to the bedroom where my aunt passed away and see if we get anything from there. Okay, so I am in the bed here where my aunt passed away. I have my tablet off because my aunt's name was Kay, and I'm going to be asking about the name. And the reason I don't know, I guess I'm just getting superstitious about it and figuring if it's off, it's not going to hear that because I want it to be authentic again, like I said. Oh, that's much better. But this is the bed that my aunt passed away, and she died of cancer, and it was very quiet, peaceful for her. And like I said, I kind of feel like my being adopted comes into play in that I feel like maybe there's not a connection. I mean, I felt like in life I had a connection with my mom and dad. They were, as far as I'm concerned, my mom and dad. And my immediate family, that was my aunt. But I don't know if that's something that plays a part in contact and them being able to be around. So we're gonna try this. I'll try not to make it too long for you. That was long. That was hearing from my dad was a little bit more important. Well, this is important too, but I was hoping it was unusual that I heard Dad so many times. Uh, I hope that you guys did. I hope you could hear it well, and I hope you can hear this as well. So let's give it a try. So I have my little. Turn that on. My little. Okay, so we're on. So nothing here. So I mean, not that I think that since this is where my aunt passed away, this was going to be where she would stay. So I think that's maybe why this isn't doing anything. So I'm going to put that. Let's see there. I do have. Okay, I got to make sure I got airplane mode on my tablet here because I think that's why it's getting a little airplane mode. Okay, so airplane mode, guys. I didn't have that on before and it wasn't showing up. But anyway, let's get to the little. There we go. Little necrophonic. Okay, so We'll start this. Sorry, guys. This isn't my. Still learning a lot of this stuff here. So anyway, and we can have. So it's still showing up there. So okay. All right, guys. So I'm back on here, and if I'm looking for my aunt. I don't want to say the name yet. I'm looking for my aunt. If you're out there, can you say your name or nephew? Can you say your name or nephew? I don't know. I think I wanted to believe that was nephew. It sounded like, and it was a female. And can you say your name, nephew, or where you visited us from every year? up until you lived out here? And turn it up a little bit. So if you're my aunt and you're out there, can you say your name, nephew, or where you used to visit from? Your name, or you can touch this little machine here. I know this is all new to you. Okay, so maybe that's... I'm getting a little... It's not close to this. This is on airplane mode. Can you touch my little machine again? Can you touch my little machine again? That I want it to be yes, but it's not very strong. And it's not... Okay. I kind of think that maybe it's the... Even though my tablet is in airplane mode, if that's you touching my machine, can you say your name on my tablet? Can you say your name or nephew on my tablet if that's you touching my meter? No, see, it's hard to gauge. Well, it's still doing it without... Whenever it has what looks like interference on the screen, it seemed like it was going off. Now, my aunt did pass away. Wow. Can you keep touching it? Can you maybe make it orange? So that's 3 more lights. If you can touch it to 3 more lights. If you touch it to 3 more lights, it'll be orange. And if you are my aunt, can you say your name on my tablet? You've got yellow. You've got almost yellow. Try and make it orange. I won't make you do red. I won't ask you to do red. That's all the way. That may take too much energy. I'm trying to hold this so you guys can see a whole thing. Can you take it to orange? Can you take it to orange if you don't have enough energy to say your name on my tablet? Can you say your name, nephew, or where you visited us from, or take the meter all the way to orange? Just orange once. This is more than I was getting out there for my dad. My dad passed away a lot. When he passed was longer than when my aunt passed. She was more recent in the past. When my aunt was within 10 years, my dad is over 20. So can you take it all the way to orange? All the way to orange if you are my aunt. Can you take it to orange? You got it to yellow. So 2 more lights. Oh, there we go. There we go. 2 more lights still. 2 more lights. 1 yellow and 1 orange. Concentrate on making it orange. Or saying your name, nephew, or where you came from to visit us. I'm going to put this down here. Can you take it to orange? Was that, I didn't see that. I wasn't paying attention. You've got yellow. You've got yellow. I would rather hear your voice on my tablet. Now, if you guys are noticing, when there's interference on the screen, is it going up more? I'm so intently looking at this little meter here. So you've got it to yellow. You've got it to yellow. Can you try orange? Or say your name on my tablet. Is your energy just not enough? You can use some of my energy. Can you try yellow one more time? One more yellow. One more yellow. Or your name or nephew on my tablet. Can you try to get it to yellow? There we go. There we go. Can you do yellow one more time? Or can you say your name? Say your name on my tablet. Well, I can't ask if you've left, because if you've left, you can't do. It seems like things are okay. So, have you left? Maybe. Can you try and say your name on my tablet? The tablet is here. Does the green light mean you're still here? If it does, can you do yellow? Can you get it to yellow? Can you say your name? That may be easier for you. Can you say your name? When they're really long, it seems like I'm just picking up maybe a radio station. Oh, was that you? Can you just do the second light? There we go. There we go. Is that you? My aunt. I don't want to say the name yet. So if that is you, can you get it to yellow or say your name into my tablet? I couldn't even really make out that one, but it was a male voice. Can you say your name? If you can't say your name, can you maybe say no? If that's you touching my little machine, can you make it yellow? Okay. Can you do yellow again? If that was you, can you do yellow again? It's just two lights. Just light up two lights. did green just a second ago. Can you do it up to yellow? Oh my God. Okay. Sometimes even with me, this is hard to believe. Okay. Can you do yellow again? How about orange? Take it to orange. Can you try orange? That's only 3 more lights. Or say your name in my tablet. My tablet can help you communicate. Sounded like why. If that was someone asking why, because I want to make contact with somebody, preferably my aunt. If you're my aunt, can you do the green light? I don't know if I would consider that a yes. Can you do the green light for a few blinks? Just a few blinks. That makes it easier to trust that it's you. A few blinks of the green light, if you can. Or say your name into my tab. There we go. There we go. Can we try and get it to yellow again? That's 2 lights. 2 more lights. There's the green. 2 more lights. Just 2 more. Up to yellow. Or say your name in the tablet. Or can you touch the machine again, my little meter? Can you do a green? Can you do the green one more time? One more time. A few flickers. Yes. Can you do yellow? Can you do yellow? One more light. One more light. Okay. If you're my aunt, can you do orange? That's 3 lights. Just once. All the way up to orange, and then that's it. And then I promise I will end this so that you can move on to your next thing or whatever. All the way to orange. You did green. If you can go all the way to orange, that would be great. All the way to orange, is that possible? I'm not sure if you can, but you seem to be good at getting it. I'm starting to shake here. You did yellow. That was one couple yellows. Okay, orange. Can you do orange? All the way up to orange. 2 more lights after the green. Or we'll try and always keep trying to say your name through my tablet. I know both is probably asking a lot. So if you pick the meter, can you do all the way up to orange? Red is the best, but orange would be fine. Okay. Green, can you try orange? Can you try orange, please? Orange, please. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. Try yellow. One more light. One more light. Okay. So is that okay? You can get to orange? Can you try green? Just one more time. Green, and then I promise I will finish. Okay. Is that easier if I have my tablet off? If I have that little app off, I'll turn it off. So if you could try and do green, this will be the last little bit, guys, because I still want to try for my grandmother. Let me get the light. I can't. Oops, I'm sorry, I can't see it. Can you? Okay, there we go. There we go. Can you try it? This is much easier. I'm going to move my tablet out of the way. Can you do green again? And keep going. Keep trying. Keep trying. Keep trying. Is green easier? Can you take it to yellow? Can you take it to yellow? Could the time frame have something to do with it? Because I didn't get any of this from my dad. A little bit in our den, but and he was 96, and I believe my aunt was before COVID, so I'm going to say 98 or 99. So that's just as far. Can you do yellow? Can you do yellow? Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you try and do orange? If that's you, can you try and do orange? One more light. Just one more light. One more light. One more, one more. Now I feel like it's going through my head. There's power in the house. I have the light off in here. My phone's on airplane mode. My tablet's on airplane mode. Can you get it to orange? Can you get it to orange? Can you do it to orange if you've seen grandma? So my grandmother is my aunt's mother. Can you get it to orange if you've seen grandma or talked to grandma? And now that my machine is not on, I'll say before we do my grandmother, she passed away in my room. Oh wow. See, I'm just not sure what that's coming from. I want to, but it's. I'm new to this. I've always believed there were spirits out there. Can you do all the way to what is left? Yeah, can you do all the way to orange? All the way to orange if you've seen grandma, your mom. Just one all the way to orange. One all the way to orange, just one try all the way to orange. Oh, one more light. Just one more light. One more light. Can you do it? Can you do green? And I've read some stuff about the energy for spirits, but so if they can get energy from us, I don't feel any different. And I also think that maybe my mind is not clear enough. I tend to hold on to stuff that happens like during the day and stuff like that. And I think that the next ones that I do, I'd like to try it again in the house sometime down the future, but I kind of feel like my mind is not clear enough. Excuse me. Can you do just anything on here before we get done? And then I promise I'll say this is the third time. I'm sorry, Aunt Kay. This is my okay. That's enough. Are you still here? Are you possibly still here? Can you go to orange? I really would love you to go to orange, all the way to orange, all the way to orange. So I don't know if they can get energy from things. I don't, my phone's not behaving any differently. I do feel like I'm sensitive to it, but like I said, my mind is not fully clear. I think I need that's a challenge, and I'll be able to do it. But I think we're all open to this. Can you do orange? Can you go to orange if you're my aunt? And I guess if this doesn't go orange, then it could have been someone else. Okay, that's a big deal for me. No matter what. Uh, okay, so now what I'd like to do is I'd like to go into my room and try for my grandmother. Now my grandmother is the furthest away because that was in 1986, I believe. I believe it was 86 or 87. Because it was my last year of high school or right after high school. Uh, may have been longer because anyway, it was in the 80s when my grandmother passed. So that's a longer. I don't know if there is such thing as reincarnation, maybe, but I feel like that was pretty good results. But I don't know if it was my aunt. It could have been anything, and of course I'm thinking, okay, there's like I said, there's no lights on in here, but electricity still flows. But I'm not near any of the lights. I'm not near any of the outlets. The outlet is way over there, which is, let's see, let me say, I want to try to show you guys where it is. The outlet is right there, and I'm over here I'm on the bed. So, uh, and I don't feel as, I kind of feel like if I had gotten the little meter going off, I feel like I would have been more emotional because that's what happens with me. I feel like I'm sensitive in that way. So I don't know if it was a spirit. It wasn't. I don't think it was my aunt because really the questions that I asked, they could really, I mean, they could just make it go up to orange. So I would think that, and I feel like I would sense something. I would feel something inside. I feel like I got something, but I don't think it was my aunt, and I don't know about my dad when I was in the television room. Uh, I have always felt like there was something here. There was, I think I mentioned it earlier. There was one night I woke up and, of course, I thought when I heard this, I heard Pat, and that's why I was asking my dad to say my name because it was a male voice. But I thought, am I fully awake? Am I kind of, because I kind of woke up out of a sleep, but for really no reason, just woke up. And this is actually the room where I feel I've heard two women talking, and it would be right over there. Whoops, right over there by the. It's just weird how specific it feels. It feels like the two women were right there. Um, so I'm gonna get things ready, and we'll see if we can contact my grandmother. That'll be the last one for our little video tonight. Okay, guys, thanks. All right, so guys, I've decided that I think I'm going to save my grandmother for another night. I do feel kind of, I'm a night person, so I'm not, I can be awake and be, unless I'm laying in my bed eventually, I think like anybody else, I'm going to eventually fall asleep and get tired. But I don't know, something in my mind and heart is saying it's not time to do to ask for my grandmother. It's far away, and it's been far away. By far away, I mean it's been a long time since her passing. Uh, but like the thoughts that pop into my head now, it's not it's not bad spirits. It's just spirits that are not associated with me. Now I do. My mother was telling me earlier that before they bought the house here, a man committed suicide in this house in our back room. But I think that there might have been, I'll have to find out. I think there might have been people here before we moved in. So I don't know if he would still be here, if the results that I got for my aunt was him. I have to apologize that I'm so new to this. I know I believed in it. And obviously from the way I was talking tonight about certain things with the light switches and that kind of thing. And I do have some skepticism. I've experienced thing. One place I'd like to do is the Copper Queen in Bisbee. We went on a ghost tour there once, and it was very emotional for me. I connected to something, or something connected to me. And of course, I always put into, I mean, in that situation, my emotions were heightened because we were there and I was in a haunted hotel. And I mean, that's exciting for me. But, so I'm going to save my grandmother for another time. What I'd like to do, though, is lower the veil. Excuse me. So, thank you for the truth and your presence. We are lowering the veil as we are done communing. Goodbye. I know that I've heard is the biggest thing to say, is to say goodbye, just in case. I didn't feel bad, but like I said, I didn't feel like I was connecting with anything, and I do believe that if my dad or my aunt was around, I would have sensed that. It was kind of like a blank feeling. Like, okay, I sensed something, but it wasn't them. It wasn't them. And like you saw, I didn't get very definitive results. I didn't get very definitive results with my aunt. I got a lot more responses. But I do want to take this time to thank everyone for their patience in my starting this channel. I have long videos just because I wanna give as much time as I can without boring the butts right off of you guys doing stuff. I want to give it enough time to, because who knows, maybe the journey to come down here wherever I am is harder or takes longer. I don't know how fast the spirit moves. But I do also want to shout out the other channels that have kind of inspired me to do this, and some inspiration for myself, of course, but Adam Mark Explores, Dead City Paranormal, Casper Site, Ghost Theory, and Midwest Ghost Hunter. I do want to put that out there. All great channels. I'll be doing, in Ghost Theory, I'll be doing a little video for them, so that'll have the little link so you can go and check them out. They're really awesome as well. But again, I do want to thank you for your patience. I know better is coming along. The more I learn, the better it's going to be. I do kind of feel like a little part of me wants to learn more organically and learn as I go. But I do want to learn a little bit more to make these experiences better for you. This was great tonight, and your watching to this point is great. I really appreciate it. So, again, thank you very much. I'm going to blow out the candles, and we will see you guys on the next video.